Good morning. Kabul this morning is a city with a broken heart and a soul, but yet this is also a resilient city. What we are hearing now from counterterrorism officials that at least 65 people were confirmed killed, at least 95 people were wounded. We know that a number of religious elders and scholars who are supporters of the Afghan National Security Forces and the Afghan government are among those killed. Unfortunately, this city, including other major cities, have now become a front line. I don't know where is not a front line these days in Afghanistan. The country really lacks a credible security strategy, one that's accountable and one that's really protecting lives.
Bilal, I know that no group has claimed responsibility for the attack, but the Taliban has been responsible for many attacks there in Afghanistan. The Taliban appear to be gaining ground across the country. Is this true?
The Taliban, according to any credible Western survey and on-the-ground surveys, have an upper hand. They control more territory than ever before. And what we haven't really seen is the brutality of the group has not dissipated. Maybe not an attack like last night's, which could have been the work of Daesh. I don't want to speculate too much. But on an everyday basis, Afghanistan sadly continues to pick up a very big number of coffins of the Afghan National Security Forces. And this war is simply not sustainable in the long run. Over the last 4 years, we have heard from the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani. The country had 28,529 casualties amongst its Afghan National Security Forces. Now count every single coffin, count every single wounded in a country that's really bleeding. So one thing that this country really can't afford is more funerals and dead bodies, where it's the Afghan National Security Forces, the civilians, or the Taliban. I think the impact of these coffins and bodies and the deaths are catastrophic on the Afghan society. On the other hand, the challenge for the Afghan government and its international allies is to secure major cities, including Kabul, because otherwise, how could they justify the billions of dollars of taxpayers' money, the blood and treasure invested in this country? And we often hear narratives of success stories. The government is very adamant, along its international allies, that the country is doing better. But the reality is that today Afghanistan remains far more dangerous for an ordinary Afghan, be it here in Kabul or elsewhere in the country.